Well, I mean, it's a piece of the practice, right? It's a piece of the practice. I think Isaiah Bond has come on the last week and a half as a player. He's still a developmental player. Shedeur's really come on. I thought he had a really good day today. I thought Deshaun had a good day today. And so I thought both of those guys continue to compete. And you saw today, we've been alternating those guys. You're just not out here every day to see it. It just happened today you were out here and Shedeur got a lot of the work with the ones.
The Cleveland Browns may have just revealed something that nobody saw coming. While fans and media continue to debate the quarterback situation, head coach Todd Monken delivered some eye-opening comments that have everyone talking. And if you've been following Shedeur Sanders' journey since arriving in Cleveland, what Monken said during his latest press conference could be the biggest indication yet that the rookie quarterback is making serious progress. Throughout the offseason, questions have surrounded the Browns' quarterback room. Who will emerge as the starter? How quickly can the younger players develop? And most importantly, where exactly does Shedeur Sanders fit into the team's plans moving forward? Well, according to Todd Monken, the answer might be becoming clearer with every practice. During the team's latest media availability, Monken addressed numerous topics ranging from roster construction and defensive additions to offensive line competition. But one of the most interesting portions of the press conference centered around Shedeur Sanders and his recent development. When reporters asked about a touchdown pass that Shedeur threw to Isaiah Bond during a 2-minute drill, Monken didn't hesitate to acknowledge the rookie's progress.
Todd, last week Travis talked about you saw an improvement in the urgency in Shedeur's footwork. So is that something you identified when you came over? And then how do you go about getting him to improve that?
I think some of that was. Some of the decision making, I think, speed up, moving through his progressions. I think the more reps you get, the more comfortable you get in progressing. Before the touchdown pass, not so good. He started to back up in the pocket. Really probably would have been a sack. We let it play out. So, again, he's still a young developmental player that I think has come a long, long way, and I think he's got a huge upside.
He explained that Isaiah Bond has shown significant growth over the past week and a half. But what really caught attention was what he said about Shedeur. Monken stated that Sanders has really come on, and that he believed the young quarterback had a very good day during practice. That's a significant statement coming from a head coach who has repeatedly emphasized competition and accountability. What's even more interesting is that Monken didn't stop there. He went on to explain that both quarterbacks continue to compete at a high level and revealed that the coaching staff has been alternating reps. According to Monken, this wasn't some sudden change that happened overnight. The rotation has been taking place. But the media simply happened to witness a day where Shedeur received a large amount of work with the first-team offense. That revelation immediately sparked speculation. Could Shedeur Sanders be closing the gap faster than expected? Could the quarterback competition be tighter than many originally believed? And perhaps most importantly, has Sanders already earned the trust of the coaching staff? Based on Monken's comments, it's becoming difficult to ignore the possibility. The Browns coach also addressed one of the biggest criticisms that followed Sanders throughout the draft process and early offseason workouts: his footwork and decision-making speed. Monken revealed that improvements have been made in those areas. According to the coach, part of the growth has come from speeding up the quarterback's progression reads and becoming more comfortable moving through those progressions. That's a critical skill at the NFL level, where defenses disguise coverages and windows close much faster than they do in college football. However, Monken also showed exactly why players respect him as a coach. He praised Sanders, but he didn't pretend everything was perfect.
Really do.
Off that, a couple weeks ago, I know Deion Sanders mentioned that he wants to meet with you, sort of give you a lay plan on Shedeur. Is that something that you're planning on doing at any point, and what are maybe the benefits to actually having a conversation?
Well, first of all, I can't wait. First of all, got a lot of respect for Coach Sanders, obviously as a player, but also what he's done as a coach. And obviously he's done a great job with Shedeur as a father. I'm open anytime he wants to meet. He said he was going to come, but he had a commercial. So if he just lets me know where the next commercial shoot is, I'll be there. I'll show up. I really am looking forward to it. I got a ton of respect for him, and I got a ton of respect for Shedeur because all he's done.
The Browns coach pointed out a play that occurred before the touchdown throw. On that particular snap, Sanders drifted backward in the pocket, something Monken believes probably would have resulted in a sack if it had occurred during a real game situation. Instead of ignoring the mistake, Monken used it as an example of the developmental process. He reminded everyone that Sanders is still a young player who has plenty of room to grow. But then came a statement that should excite Browns fans the most. Monken said that Shedeur Sanders has come a long way and possesses a huge upside. Huge upside. Those are powerful words coming from an NFL head coach. Throughout the offseason, the Browns have remained careful not to place unrealistic expectations on their rookie quarterback. Yet Monken's comments suggest that internally, the organization is very encouraged by what they are seeing. The praise didn't end there. Later in the press conference, Monken was asked about Deion Sanders and the possibility of meeting with him in the future. The response was one of the most revealing moments of the entire media session. Monken expressed tremendous respect for Deion Sanders, both as a Hall of Fame player and as a coach. He also credited Deion for the job he has done helping develop Shedeur both as a quarterback and as a young man. Then Monken delivered perhaps the strongest endorsement yet of Shedeur's work ethic. According to the Browns head coach, since arriving in Cleveland, all Sanders has done is work. That's it. No distractions. No complaints. No drama. Just work. Monken emphasized that Sanders arrived early during the offseason and has consistently approached every opportunity with a competitive mindset. For a rookie entering one of the most scrutinized quarterback situations in football, that's exactly the type of reputation coaches want to see. The quarterback battle itself remains one of the biggest stories in Cleveland. Reporters repeatedly attempted to get Monken to identify a favorite or hint at who might currently hold the edge. But the Browns coach wasn't taking the bait. Instead, he offered a refreshingly honest answer. According to Monken, the competition continues to evolve on a daily basis. Some days one quarterback appears to have the advantage. Other days the momentum shifts in a different direction. The coaching staff reviews the film, evaluates performance, and continues gathering information. In other words, no decision has been made at least not yet. Monken admitted that in a perfect world, he would love to have both the starting quarterback and offensive line settled before the season begins. However, he acknowledged that reality doesn't always work that way. The evaluation process remains ongoing. And perhaps the most interesting comment of all came when Monken stated that he believes the Browns currently have 2 starting-level quarterbacks on their roster. Think about that for a moment. He didn't say they have 1 starter and 1 backup. He didn't suggest one player has clearly separated himself. Instead, he described both competitors as starting-caliber quarterbacks. That's a major statement, and one that suggests this battle may continue deep into training camp. The coach even admitted that every day he finds himself leaning one direction and then another. That's how close the competition appears to be. For Shedeur Sanders, that should be viewed as encouraging news. The rookie isn't simply participating in the competition. Based on Monken's comments, he's legitimately forcing the coaching staff to think. He's making them evaluate. He's making them consider possibilities. And that's exactly what young quarterbacks need to do when trying to earn opportunities. Beyond the quarterback discussion, Monken also provided insight into the culture developing inside the Browns organization. When asked whether the team was ahead or behind schedule during off-season workouts, Monken gave an answer that revealed what matters most to him as a head coach. He explained that he wasn't focused on comparing timelines or creating expectations about where the team should be. Instead, he focuses on maximizing each day. What impressed him most wasn't necessarily the X's and O's. It was the attitude. According to Monken, the Browns have an incredible group of players who love to compete. Every day they show up. Every day they work. Every day they push each other. For a first-year head coach trying to establish a culture, that's invaluable. Monken even admitted that the competitive nature of the roster has exceeded his expectations. That's a remarkable statement considering the amount of talent Cleveland already possesses. As the offseason program continues, the Browns still have plenty of questions to answer. The offensive line remains a work in progress. Roster battles are still unfolding. Training camp will bring new challenges. And eventually the pads will come on, creating a much clearer picture of where everyone stands. But one thing appears increasingly obvious. Shedeur Sanders is making progress. The rookie quarterback is earning respect. He's improving his footwork. He's processing information faster. He's competing every day. And perhaps most importantly, he's gaining the confidence of the coaching staff. Nobody is handing him the NG. Nobody is guaranteeing him a starting role. But based on Todd Monken's own words, Shedeur Sanders is doing exactly what the Browns hoped he would do when he arrived. He's working, he's developing, and he's making the quarterback competition impossible to ignore. If that trend continues, once training camp begins and the intensity increases, the Browns may soon face a very difficult decision. Because every passing practice seems to bring the same conclusion. Shedeur Sanders isn't just here to learn. He's here to compete. And according to Todd Monken, he's doing a pretty impressive job of it.